Hello everyone, this is Amy from the Helms Academy, and today we're doing a writing club recap from April 14th, 2020. On that day we talked about how to write the GED or HiSET essay. So whether you missed writing club that day or you just want to do a review and recap, join us. So our first question today is, what is the hardest part about writing an essay? And there's no right or wrong answer to this. Just think about what it means to you. Is it getting started or using the right language or knowing how to structure it? All of those things are really big questions and they're really difficult things for a lot of people. So whatever it is for you, or if it's one thing or multiple things, that's okay. The tools that you're going to learn today are going to give you some great structures so that you can walk into the essay with a lot of confidence and write a high quality piece. So to get to know the GED or HiSET test essay, what we really need to know first is what it entails. And that will be first 2 readings, and the 2 readings will be about one topic, but there'll be 2 different perspectives on that topic. And then there will be a question that you'll need to answer about those 2 readings, and that's the writing assignment. So the big thing here is that you need to be able to draw ideas from both of the readings to be able to answer the question in the writing assignment. So on this page you can see an example of what this will look like. Obviously these are too small to read on here, but we will look at larger versions of each of them. You'll see at the top there 2 reading passages, and they're usually 5 short paragraphs, and then at the bottom they will give you a writing task that correlates with those reading passages. Let's take a look at the first reading together. It's called A College Education, the Key to Success. Thinking about the next step in your life can be a challenge. You can either go to college or start work right away. But these days, there isn't really much choice. A college degree is not just important, it's a necessity. First, many careers require a college degree. For example, you can't become a teacher, architect, or journalist without one. In fact, Georgetown University estimates that roughly 63% of all jobs will require some college education or degree by 2018. Furthermore, a 2013 government report states that only 3.7% of college graduates 25 and older were unemployed. But the unemployment rate for the same age group with only high school diplomas was 7.5%. College graduates also earn more money than non-graduates. Data from 2013 shows that people with a bachelor's degree can earn an average of $30,000 more a year than those with just a high school diploma. More income can lead to a more secure lifestyle and an increased ability to put your children through college. It can also lead to a more fulfilling retirement. But earning a degree isn't just about making a living. It's also about happiness. I'm a college graduate and I love my job as a magazine editor. In fact, a 2010 report by the College Board states that 58% of college-educated people feel very satisfied with their jobs. However, only 50% of those with just a high school diploma reported the same. Yes, college takes time and money, but it's an investment in your future that will pay off in the long run. In fact, a survey conducted in 2011 found that 86% of college graduates believed the benefits of their education were worth the cost. Having a degree gives you more job security, financial independence, and personal satisfaction. Now let's take a look at our second reading. It's called Learning a Trade, an Alternative Path to Success. A college degree is often presented as the best option after high school, but many college graduates find themselves in debt, out of work, and dependent on others. They may have put off owning a car, buying a house, or saving for retirement. Instead, why not consider learning a trade? I'm a plumber, and I'm glad I'm not stuck in the office all day. Trades or middle skill jobs require some training in a specific skill, like real estate sales, personal training, and carpentry, but take less education than traditional bachelor's degrees. Learning to be a sheet metal worker may need just 3 months, while other trades, like electricians or healthcare aides, may require only 1 or 2 years of training. Middle skill jobs are crucial to society. but fewer people are doing them than in the past. As a result, our country now has a skill gap, meaning there aren't enough people to perform this critical work. In 2011, a survey revealed that 67% of manufacturing companies had a serious shortage in skilled laborers, which increases the demand for trade workers. Furthermore, USA Today reported that almost 2.5 million new middle-skill jobs will be added to the workforce by 2017. If that doesn't sound like job security, I don't know what does. But what about money? First, government grants are available to help pay for the required training. In fact, the government dispensed $2 billion over the last 3 years for trade education. Second, middle-skill jobs account for half of all jobs in the United States that pay middle-class wages, and some even pay more than jobs that require college degrees. 4 years of college isn't your only option. You may find that learning a trade is perfect for you. You could start earning more money, and more quickly, and without incurring so much debt. Now let's take a look at the question that this test gives us with the 2 readings. It says, write an essay in which you explain your own position on the issue of whether or not the time used in learning a trade for career development is as valuable as the time invested in a college degree. Be sure to use evidence from the text passages provided, as well as specific reasons and examples from your own experience and knowledge to support your position. Remember that every position exists within the context of a larger discussion of the issue, so your essay should, at minimum, acknowledge alternate and/or opposing ideas. When you've finished your essay, review your writing to check for correct spelling, punctuation, and grammar. For any essay that you write, you need to remember that it always will have 3 parts: an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. Now let's take a look at what those parts include in their smaller components and how we can write that using the essay example given. Since we're writing this essay on a time limit for the GED or HiSET test, I'd encourage you to include just these 2 things in your introduction. First, some background information about the topic. I like to think of an introduction like a funnel, so you're starting wide and narrowing it in on what specifically you're talking about here in this essay. The other piece is a thesis statement, and the thesis statement is 1 sentence that will direct your reader to understand what your argument is and where you're going with this essay. Take a look at this sample introduction. You can see that the background information on the topic is written in green and the thesis statement is written in blue so that you can easily distinguish them and see their purposes. This paragraph says, for many people, making a decision about whether to go to college or learn a trade is difficult. There may be many people in their lives telling them different things about each and giving them advice about what is best. In my opinion, the time spent learning a trade is more valuable than the time spent going to college for many people. Now you can see I took one side for the purpose of this essay, and I took the side of learning a trade as the better option. There is no right or wrong direction to go as far as choosing the college path or the trade path to talk about your argument here. As long as you support it well, you can go either route. They are not looking for a correct answer as much as they're looking for good content to back up the answer that you provide. Now, the body has more than 1 paragraph to it. So all in all, I'd encourage you to have 5 paragraphs for your HiSET or GED essay. We already wrote the first paragraph, which is the introduction. So now we're looking at body paragraph 1, 2, and 3. For body paragraph 1, you should give a reason and then give examples or explanations to support your reason. You can start this with something like firstly. In the second paragraph, you can give another reason, a second reason that's separate, with new examples and explanations to support that reason. I like to start that second paragraph with additionally. And third, you can show the opposing argument and then show why your original argument is still stronger. So I like to think of this as the structure of some people think that, however, and you use that however to show why your argument is still the best argument. Take a look at this example from the first body paragraph. Firstly, learning a trade is faster than going to college. For example, as the article said, it may take as little as 3 months for some trades or up to 2 years for others, like those in healthcare. All of these are shorter than a 4-year college and also allow the person to get immediate hands-on experience. So my first reason is that it is faster, and then I gave supporting evidence to show why it's faster. Now take a look at the second paragraph, which will give another reason. Additionally, it is better financially to learn a trade than to spend money on college. College is very expensive, and students are not usually earning income during the time it takes to earn their degree. A trade, however, allows the person to get a head start on earning income, and learning the trade is often low cost. The article also mentions that there is a need for workers with special trade skills, so that is good for job security. For the final paragraph in the body section, paragraph 3 of the body, or paragraph 4 overall, we want to think about showing the opposing argument and then bringing it back to the original argument. So take a look. Some people think that college is the only way to go for a successful career. However, I see many examples of people who succeed in their trades and have great careers. For example, someone who learns to do construction can open their own business and earn a lot of money. Okay, so that quickly we have 4 paragraphs down: the introduction, body 1, body 2, and body 3. Now we need our 5th paragraph, which is the conclusion. And in the conclusion, you're going to restate your main argument or thesis statement, summarize what your main points were, and then give a final thought about the subject. Take a look at the conclusion written here. You can see the different colors for the different parts. In conclusion, learning a trade is a more valuable use of time than going to college. Trades offer a more effective use of time and money by offering short initial training times and costs with great long-term payoff and job security. More people should consider learning trades in the future. So you can see here that I restated the thesis. I took the same argument but just wrote it in different words. And then I summarized in the middle with some of the key points that I included in my body paragraphs. And then I gave a final thought to finish it off smoothly. So when we put it all together, you can see that it's really a substantial essay, but no one part was too difficult or too much to write. So with some practice and a good structure, and knowing this 5-paragraph outline for an essay, it can really make a big difference in your HiSET or GED performance. So linked below, you'll see the HiSET Writing Test 7, and on pages 18 to 20 of that document, there's another writing assignment for you to try out. When you complete that, you can send it to your Helms Academy coordinator, and they'll give you some feedback on that assignment. Now, if you're not a Helms Academy student, that's okay. You can still give it a try, and there's a rubric and some sample essays in the back that you can take a look at. For all of you, there's also some questions in the front that are multiple choice, and I'd encourage you to look over those as an opportunity to work on your writing skills for the Writing HiSET test or for the GED Reasoning through Language Arts test. Thank you all so much for joining me today for Writing Club Recap. Don't forget to check out the Helms Academy on Facebook, Instagram, by subscribing to our YouTube channel, or at helmsacademy.org.